Hey guys, what's up? It's Raven. I feel like it's been a while since we've started a new home improvement project here at Casa de Raven, but it's time. My daughter Ziya is not a little girl anymore and she needs a playroom makeover. When we first moved into this home, I did do a few things to the playroom to kind of try to pull it together. I have some previous videos showing where we did a DIY chalkboard wall. I built this whole custom playhouse. I added a couch and a TV, and there's been some like IKEA furniture in there. But overall, I haven't really done much to it ever since Ziya was a toddler. Aesthetically, it's really plain. The walls are white. Everything is plain and basic. There's no color, no paint, no nothing. So I really want to completely make over this space, not only to make it more aesthetically pleasing and cute, but to make it more functional for Ziya now that she's growing up. I've actually really come to like the maximalist, funky, pattern on pattern, bright color look. Something that's whimsical and fun, and I feel like that's perfect for a kid's playroom. Even though majority of my home, especially downstairs, is very neutral, I still like color too. And I feel like a playroom needs a little bit of color. So I definitely want to bring some of that in, but I don't want it to look too chaotic. And then functionally, the main goal is to make it work for Ziya while she's kind of in this transitional period. She's 7 years old, so she's growing up, but she still loves her dolls, her Barbies, her baby dolls, of course. She wants to keep her playhouse. She still plays in it. She wants her play kitchen and all of her toys pretty much. But I feel like she needs an updated space that's gonna actually kind of be good for a tween, preteen as well. I plan to stay in this home. I don't have any plans on moving anytime soon, and I don't want to create a space that is just perfect for a 7-year-old because she won't be 7 anymore before I know it. I'm trying to kind of think ahead and imagine when Ziya is like 9 or 10 years old, what will she need and what will she mostly be using this room for? I don't want to waste a bunch of money by getting a bunch of furniture and setting this room up in a certain configuration that's only gonna work for now. I want it to be flexible. As for specifics, the only thing I really know is that I definitely want to do a big built-in wall of cabinetry and shelves on the main wall where the TV is. And as per usual, I'm gonna do what I know how to do, and that's ask my mommy for help. This is my Pinterest board. Overall, I just really want to make the room look more like designed, curated. Like I don't want like plain IKEA, basic, boring, cheap, tacky. I want it to look upscale, but still for a child, still fun and whimsical, but like luxury child playroom vibe. So something like this, it has like trim, it has the shape to it, it's painted a different color. And I think this is an IKEA thing that I've, like an IKEA hack, because I think I saw this girl do it on TikTok. But mainly like for the color scheme and the overall vibe, you know Ziya loves pink. So I feel like we gotta use pink as like one of the base colors, but I like the colorful vibe of like mixing in.
Oh yeah, that's a great inspiration for the color palette.
And then I also saved like all these funky furniture pieces. I don't know how doable this DIY is, but I really like this hidden door thing where they like put the gallery wall over, because we don't really have like a lot of wall space up there. If we're gonna keep the chalkboard, that's like taking up all the extra wall space. I did find on TikTok this lady who did the custom IKEA arch thing. That's a doable DIY project. We start with something like that from IKEA, add the little arches on top, maybe paint it. I will need a saw and a nail gun.
At least. She put hers up and painted it. I would like turn the garage into a paint workshop and get a paint gun to paint that stuff. But yeah, let's go look at the room and see where we need to get started.
Really the main first problem in here is that it is an absolute mess. There's like stuff all over the floor and everywhere.
God.
So cleaning and organizing is really the first order of business, but also like I need to get a plan of what IKEA items, what furniture, so we need to take measurements. I'm almost a little bit embarrassed to be showing y'all how trashed this playroom is, and I'm not even gonna lie to y'all and act like this is some like rare occasion. I don't know how it got like this, because it looks like this every day. We have tried multiple times to go back and clear out and declutter and organize and have it set up in a way where it's not gonna be a mess. But inevitably, every day, every week, Ziya goes up there and she uses that playroom, and boy, does she use it. She's interested in a lot of different things, namely dolls, whether it's Barbie dolls or baby dolls or any kind of doll, and arts and crafts. So the cut up little pieces of paper, the little tiny pieces that go to all the dolls, it just ends up everywhere because she wants to play with everything all at once. So the playroom is trashed, and I am ready for it to stop looking like this. I'm hoping that with this makeover and the built-in cabinetry and this whole new organizational system that I'll actually get Ziya to a place where she's able to keep the playroom clean.
So I think from what we talked about before, the main thing thing you wanted to do is to create some kind of a storage wall over here for toys, for books, for crap, for what?
Mainly toys, as you can see. That is the majority of what's in here. And in her words, she want to keep all her toys. We are gonna have to do some decluttering, I think. But she still has a lot of toys, the baby dolls, the Barbie stuff, miscellaneous stuff. I would rather have that all be behind closed doors in those cabinets, and then have some open shelving where you can kind of like put cute stuff and books. The main like bottom row, I imagine, with doors to kind of like hide the majority of her toys that she's not currently playing with, and kind of teach her to like one thing at a time. Like, why is everything dumped out? We've been trying to work on that, but it's to no avail. So,
well, I mean, thinking back to when you had the townhouse, and we tried several different organizational solutions for Ziya and her stuff, it did seem to work best when there were little bins. You know, there's 2,000 Barbie shoes down here. Barbie clothes and shoes could be in a bin, but that's to go inside the cabinet to be hidden away. If you ran out of space, you could possibly put some baskets on the shelves.
I want this whole wall up until the door opening right there to be the whole built-in, floor to ceiling, wall to wall. That was my vision, around the TV, obviously.
Well, let's measure it and see how much room we have to work with.
Things to consider: the thermostat is right here, the TV, obviously, the plugs, perhaps. I don't know where, like, with the way that this is just an opening, how far do we go?
Well, what is it? What is it all the way?
To the opening is like 165 and a half.
You definitely don't want to go all the way to the door. But there's two things. It's just gonna look weird.
I mean, not literally, but like leaving only a tiny gap, maybe, is what I'm thinking.
You have to consider, you know, how is it gonna look
from this side? It's obviously gonna have depth to it, so it is gonna be jutting out a little bit, but this is a wider opening than you need technically. So like if it's jutting out, that's still a walkway.
So what do we do about the thermostat? You cut a hole in the back?
Around it.
And then
because you can't stop short, because that's way too short compared to the other side of the wall. And supposedly, allegedly, the TV is centered exactly. We'll need to double check that before we base everything else around it.
Okay, here's your wall. Let's just say 165 inches. And each of the Billy shelves are 31 and a half.
165 divided by 31.5 is 5.2. So 5.
So you need 5. How much is 5 times 31.5? 157. A 7-inch gap over here.
7.5, technically.
7.5 over here, which I think is fine.
You would shift the TV over.
Yeah, the TV, in fact, you may not even have to remount it.
Is it on?
It's one that you can slide over, probably.
Yeah, I think it is. Now that we have our general idea, you can do the real version of this on IKEA.com in their digital simulator.
Yes, you can do that.
I was able to use the IKEA designer thing, find all the right pieces. The important part is the way this fits.
That is true.
We triple checked the measurements.
Yes.
So I'm pretty sure the little thermostat issue might be hard, but should we go to IKEA and look at it in real life first?
Yes.
I really like the idea of having an arched detail on the top of these cabinets. I just think it makes it look a lot more luxe, a lot more custom, truly built in, and not just IKEA stuff straight out of IKEA. Which, you know, I love IKEA, but I love the look of a custom, handcrafted piece of workmanship a little bit more. Again, I'm trying to think ahead to the future, not just put in temporary stuff right now, but what's going to continue to look good and continue to be like a base layer for this space. These arched IKEA bookcase hacks are really trendy right now. I've seen a lot of people do it in a lot of different ways, and they usually make them very fun, funky. They paint them fun colors. But I'm a little bit worried because I do want this room to remain flexible and a little bit more timeless, I guess. I don't want to do something that's going to end up looking weird or be out of trend next year. And I don't even know what I'm doing at all when it comes to this type of like woodworking. I have never worked with power tools a day in my life, but I do really want to get into power tools and working with wood and building these types of things. Y'all know I'm a DIY girly. I love a good DIY project, but I just haven't ventured into these types of DIY projects, and I feel like it's kind of time. So this would be a good like starting project, I think, because it doesn't seem that difficult, but at the same time, it does make me nervous. All I know is that I'm going to be starting with an IKEA base and doing some sort of IKEA hack to that. So first things first, we need to go to IKEA so we can see all the bookcase options in person. this is the type, because this is the extendo version. And these are the doors that were on the ones I was looking at. When I was doing it online, it was like showing everything in like pre-made chunks, but I guess it is more customizable because it's like, this is showing all separate pieces. So for instance, you could leave the doors off the top part if you wanted to do an arch that wasn't getting in the way. Yeah. Birch veneer, black, brown. And they're showing the birch veneer as if it's gray on there, but it's this, which that's ugly. But is it easier to paint? The white is like coated, like you feel like you need to sand that back down. So maybe you just start with this if you're gonna paint it. So I went ahead and ordered all the pieces to these Billy bookcases to fit the measurements on the wall. Fingers crossed that this is the right choice. Now we gotta clean up this room so that we actually have a blank slate to work with. Ziya?
Time to clean?
Yes, time to clean, definitely. Because first things first, we have to have this room clean and clear and under control before we can do any building, decorating. We can't do anything with all this stuff on the floor. And I don't know how it got like this, but it's been like this for a while, even though we keep trying to clean it and reorganize it. Obviously our organizational system isn't working. Here, you open this trash bag. I think we have one for trash and one for donate.
Okay.
And I think we should start with trash. I think we should just go around the whole room and pick up as much trash, random papers, broken things, little things that are trash as we can, and just kind of get that out the way. You remember how we've done it before where I've basically dumped everything out and made a giant pile in the middle of the floor and we work our way through the pile? Do you think we should do that again?
No, it's gonna be more complicated.
It's gonna be more complicated. I think it simplifies it because the thing is you've got like bins and buckets of nonsense. What's that?
We can't dump that out because it has like baking soda and stuff in it.
It has what?
Baking soda that's spilled in it, but I don't know how.
Okay, well I wouldn't dump it out on the floor, but we gotta take the stuff out.
Maybe let's just put it in the bathroom for now.
Put it in the bathroom. We can't hide away our problems, Ziya. We have to deal with it. Executive decision, we're dumping. We're doing the pile method. It worked before. I think it'll work again. This looks like an episode of Hoarders on TLC.
I'm calling aka -station-privacy.com so you can get all this trash out of here. It's not me.
What was the task I gave you just now? Did you hear me?
Yes,
What did I say?
focus.
No, what was the task? I said, help me make the pile. So we're gonna do it like we did the other time, Ziya. We have bins. We're gonna rapid fire go through the pile, pick up something, doesn't matter what you pick up, look at it and quickly decide, is it trash, is it donate, or if you're keeping it, which bin, which category does it go in? And we'll throw it in the bin. And these are just temporary bins that we're keeping it in for now. When we get everything all nice, we'll redo the bins, but this is just to separate everything and like go through it. But like this, for example, is another mismatch bin that needs to be dumped. And then we'll use that to put the stuff back in. We need Barbie stuff. What? This isn't one of your best things.
It's a memory from Spanish in school.
I think you'll have a lot of better memories than just that. Can we trash that?
Yeah.
Okay. you need to think about is we can't keep every single piece of paper you've ever colored on in your life. That would be so much paper, and where are we gonna put it all to keep it safe? We don't have space for all that. So your very best stuff, like I always tell you, you should hang it up on your magnetic chalkboard to display it, or you should keep it safe in that folder thing that I gave you. Okay, look, Ziya. Wow, look at the progress. One big pile down, several more to go. And we cleared this off, so I think we should just go ahead and get this out of the room. Okay, besides me vacuuming up those beads and stuff, our pile is done. You do have a little job over here to go through your drawings. I won't make you do that right this second. How about you do it after dinner?
Okay, great.
And that'll be good progress for one evening, I think. And we'll have to come back to it tomorrow, because clearly we still have a lot more little areas of things. And we have to really, the main thing too is clearing out and going through everything that's on here, which good news is mostly books. There's not too much. There are a lot of details and aspects to this room that I'm not sure of yet, but one thing that I am sure of is what I'm getting rid of. Namely, this old crusty couch and the existing IKEA furniture that I have in there. This couch was actually my parents' couch that they used and ended up not liking and wanting to upgrade, and then they passed it down to me, and then it got good use. I mean, it got used in this playroom. It was used and abused, honestly. It's got stains, it's got marker, it's got missing pieces, missing buttons, and it's just not cute, and it's just not the vibe that I'm going for this room anymore. So either we will try to sell it like on Facebook Marketplace, or maybe my assistant Zoe will take it. She likes refurbishing furniture, so she might be able to do something with it. Here, you two. Tilt it. Oh, more miscellaneous stains. What is that? And then just go down the hallway. Oh no. Oh no. Uh-oh. That's don't fit. Dang it. Well, I thought for sure this was gonna be. Oh, wait, are we sure? No. Because I feel like if you do like this. Now scoot it a little bit this way. You just gotta do it like a 15-point turn. Yeah. Like, I think that has to come up above the railing, your end. This.
Oh, yeah.
You can just like, okay, now, scoot it this way. Oh. Now, coming forward. There we go. Remain still. Okay, so now all that's left in here is the stuff that Ziya wants to be left in here, mainly the playhouse and the little extra space to the side of the playhouse where she wants to be able to set up. Right now she has a preschool set up over there. And she also has her kitchen, which doesn't really fit nicely inside the playhouse. And I guess she's decided that that's a preschool now, not a kitchen, so the kitchen's over there. But we might have to rework that to kind of consolidate it. But for the most part, this is staying in here. We've got the chalkboard, which I still need to decide if I'm fully keeping or not, and obviously the TV. Now I have a nice clear space that I can do my little trick where I put my phone camera on 0.5 mode. Get like a wide shot from a few different angles. That, and then I'll do it straight on this way, this way, this way. Then I'm gonna bring these into Photoshop and like manipulate them and add stuff on top of it to kind of like design the room and get a better idea of how I really want the whole thing to look. Now that the room is as empty as it can be right now, I can get a better idea of what I'm working with, and I can also take pictures of the room. That way I can bring them into Photoshop and do like my own little digital rendering of the design. I love using this technique anytime that I am designing a space. I'm a very visual person and I need to see everything all together to get a good idea of what I'm even doing. All I do is I take the product images from the items that I'm thinking about purchasing, I bring them into Photoshop, delete the background, and kind of arrange them on top of the photo of the room. From there, you can adjust the size and the perspective, and you can get real fancy with it and make it look super realistic. But the main thing is to just kind of see how the pieces look next to each other. So I played around with this for a while. I was switching out different items, I was adjusting the colors, trying to see how it looked with the paint color on the wall. And I was really pulling from my inspo on Pinterest that was more maximalist. It had mixed patterns, a lot of bright colors. But again, I'm not trying to do something that's just like crazy and chaotic and gives you a headache. I'm trying to find that balance between something that looks well designed and chic and can last for years and not get tired of it, but also something that is super fun and bright and colorful. So I landed on this kind of like final design, but it's really not really finalized because I'm sure I will continue to make changes as the process kind of goes along. Ultimately, I knew I was sure about the IKEA bookcase, of course. I had already ordered those pieces. And then I went ahead and ordered the rug and the green chairs, but everything else I'm kind of unsure about. In the meantime, we are not done cleaning and decluttering. So I went to Walmart and Target to purchase some bins so we could do some further sorting of all those toys. Round 2 of organizing. We separated everything into these random bins, and these are just like the main ones we're starting with. You still have more stuff in your room, but these are like the main little items that need to be organized. I think you have a lot of your baby doll stuff that just lives inside of the playhouse, and I think that's fine. You have a lot of like all of your pretend food and kitchen related items live in the kitchen, and that's fine. But what you mostly have here is Barbie doll stuff, Barbie dolls. And you do have some extra baby doll stuff. This is all baby doll stuff in here that really doesn't fit nicely inside of your house and kitchen because it's like overflow because you have so many baby dolls and so many baby doll accessories. That's what I want to further organize into smaller categories so you can really see where everything is. I got all those bins, and mainly with the Barbie stuff, I want you to really look at it and decide if everything is worth keeping, especially like the little shoes. If we don't have the matching shoe, why are we keeping one little shoe? So that's what we need to check. Do you still play with these magnet tiles?
Yes.
Is that true?
Yes.
I don't remember seeing you play with these recently.
I was upstairs playing in that Barbie corner, and you were downstairs working.
Okay, you still love and adore these? Quick yes or no?
Yes. No. Yes. No.
Let's quickly go one by one and decide if you want to keep all these clothes.
This is a blanket.
Do you want to put it with the clothes because it's fabric, or do you want to put it with the furniture?
Furniture.
Okay, with this, all the blankets. Just pick up everything. You don't have to just like, not Ziya, I mean, pick up the first thing you see and decide yes or no. Who's gonna wear this skirt when the skirt doesn't even skirt?
Skirt.
Ziya, look at all this big pile of clothes. When you need a skirt, you have this one, you have all the other skirts. We're not keeping trash. That's the whole point of this exercise.
It's not an exercise, it's a bad thing. That's trash. I never even loved it.
You never loved it, okay. And then whose outfit is this?
LOL.
Do you still have that doll?
Yep, I have the doll that exactly came with it.
Okay. Okay. Perfect fit. Barbie fashion accessories and Barbie miscellaneous accessories. And clothes, tiles.
The bigger stuff can go in there and stay, and then the smaller stuff like chairs and tables can go in here.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. But we can do 2 matching ones. That way you know that they go together.
I don't care if they're not matching.
Okay. Let's use 2 matching ones because we could use this for something else then. And we might end up switching it around, but we'll get the general idea of how it's gonna be paired up. Wow, acrobat.
I'm not acrobat.
So what is all this stuff? What category?
Baby doll stuff
And most of your baby doll stuff right now is,
in the daycare.
but do you have space for all of this to go inside of there?
No, I only have space for the stuff that's in there right now.
So let's bring over those containers. We do 1 for clothes and 1 for
Other
everything else. Accessories. So we'll see how that fits. And also, again, I want you to look at the stuff and decide if it's really worth keeping or not.
Yeah, I'm definitely keeping these wipes.
That's not really a toy. Maybe you should put that in your house.
Yeah, I'm gonna put it with my daycare so I can wipe stinky butts. Throw it.
Why throw away? Is there something wrong with it?
It's like it's so shiny and thick. And
Yeah, but can we donate it?
Donate it.
Is that Barbie clothes?
No, because I have a real. It belongs to this girl because look, you might think it's Barbie, but look, it really belongs to her because you see this plastic part.
So now the room is clean, mostly, and the toys are sorted, mostly, and the IKEA stuff is on the way. So we're ready to just tackle installing all that IKEA stuff, figuring out how we're gonna perhaps customize it with the arches and painting it, maybe, maybe not.